So now that we survived these first 100 days, now we can really get into the gist of everything. We can make a lot of progress. We can start on a new massive project and do so many more incredible things throughout this entire world. Our beautiful village, we're still gonna do some few things in here. We still wanna do a bit to every single house and still make it more alive, more beautiful, might even end up extending it at some point in the future. But over here in our phenomenal new enchantment place, well, I should maybe get myself some better armor. Look at this, bro. The only thing that's like decent is my chest piece. Everything else is just like an embarrassment. I don't even have diamonds to get myself a helmet. Now I actually do have diamonds literally in the wall right there, but those are not for use. We can't grab those. I have 21 emeralds right now, which is like just not even remotely enough for anything. Something I want to do as well is I want to get myself some efficiency 4 books so I can get these pickaxes to efficiency 5. I have a book right here that's silk touch, and I know I have another book somewhere. Inside this chest right here I have 1 mending book. It's better than nothing. I thought I had a bit more than that, but we will take it. Before we get into any of these new enchantments and everything like that, let me introduce the giant new project that we're gonna start working on. So if I walk down here, one thing is we want to extend this area. We want to get ourselves a bunch more axolotls because this world is just apparently all about axolotls. I would not be surprised if I get to like day 500 and I have like, well, 5,000 axolotls. But the next massive project is this area down here. I want to make myself a very cool mine. Like I talked about in my last 100 days, I want to get a feel of almost like a Lord of the Rings type of Erebor feel. Almost more so the Hobbits, but you know what I mean. But before I can do that, what I should do is I should definitely start off by getting all of my tools to the best stand that they can possibly be, and as well as that, get some better armor just to bring myself to a much safer place so I don't end up losing this world due to literally running around with, well, in reality, quite terrible armor. Now in terms of like automated farms and stuff like that, now definitely for the most part, I want to stay away as much as humanly possible for anything automated, and the reasoning behind doing that is just honestly, it kind of takes out the fun of the world, because when you have like 2 or 3 automated farms, well basically everything you do at that point just feels almost pointless. There's nothing really to do anymore. You can just literally get everything that you could like think of in an instant almost, and then well the world is just basically over, because then I don't know, it just kind of takes out all of the fun, at least in my opinion. But what we have right here is we have one of the villagers who does sell mending, and that is one of them that I really want to definitely get to work with. I need a lot of mending books so I can put mending on all of my different tools, armor, and everything. Before I can really get into that, I want to figure out, this guy sells a flame book. I really don't want that. We had a villager at some point that sold efficiency 4 books, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see if I can find him. That's the silk touch guy, and this guy right here, this guy is our efficiency 4 villager, and he sells them for 27 emeralds, which is actually not too bad of a bargain. That's a decent bargain in my opinion. Only issue is, well, I don't even have 27 emeralds right now. But before doing any of that, what I think I might do is I want to grab these things right here, and I want to just try and disenchant probably the boots due to them having a bit more durability. And blast protection, you can absolutely F off. Not doing that. Let's see what the legs do. Unbreaking 3, protection 4. Now that's a beauty right there. Then how about these boots now, my guy? Protection 3. Are you taking me for a joke? I am not doing that. What I will potentially do is, if you have a good thing for efficiency 4, only efficiency 4. Now the shovel I have right under here actually does have Unbreaking 3 on it already. Now the question is, do I start combining everything, or do I try and wait a little bit until I get back to level 30 so I can actually get a decent enchantment on the boots first and then start spending all the levels? That's probably the one I should go with, right? Actually doing that. So what I think my plan is right now is I should probably just harvest all of these farms. I'm kind of contemplating literally just saying there is no such thing as an automated farm allowed in this world. I genuinely might actually end up doing that. I think it would make this world go on for much longer, keep the fun alive for an even longer time and, well, kind of my enjoyment stay for as long as humanly possible. I think I've just really personally got tired of like automating everything, and then like I talked about earlier, literally within a blink of an eye everything is automated, and then your kind of like work in the world just simply dies. So like forcing myself to build like a bunch of sugarcane farms and actually having to go myself and trim them down and do the work, it makes it fun, even though it's like extra time added to everything. I really kind of enjoy it. All I need to do right now is I just need to grab all of this sugarcane that I do have on me, and I need to turn it all into paper and see how much paper we can actually get. Then we gotta go ahead and find a villager that wants to do a bit of trading. Actually, I should probably, potentially, I might go back to our good old villager town, which is over there. And honestly, I really don't want the flame one. Let's see if he just kind of changes over time. But I should probably go over there to that place and get a bunch more clay balls. That would be a good way to get a bunch of emeralds in a short amount of time. Why do you guys all want to escape from down here? Should we jump together? Let's jump together. What's up? What are we doing? Are we seeing something? What are we what are we finding out here, boys? Oh, we find zombies. Oh, come on, Iron Golem. Kick it. Oh, let's go. Would you one yap that guy, man? Nice work. Anyways, I want to trade with you, and you are gonna end up giving me 33 emeralds, which means I can now buy one more book. And I should not actually hold my axe in my hand because that is mending, and that will then not actually give me the levels. Too late? Little annoying. I should not have been doing that. But if I run over right here and throw in this efficiency, it costs me only 5 levels to add that to it, and also only 5 levels in that. So that is something that I want to do. That's only requiring 10 levels to actually do that. That's absolutely phenomenal. And then all I'd have to do is go back over to the city. Look how down bad my pants and stuff is. I really don't need this to break, since I just literally spend all those levels leveling it up. What I could do is I could actually pop down these 2 pieces. How many is that gonna give me? 3. Yeah, I need 5. No one will ever notice. No one will notice. There we are. See, you didn't notice, right? We can whoop those things in there, and then we can do the same to this little beauty, and then we can make ourselves an iron helmet. I know, right? Brilliant. Oh, this iron helmet right here. Oh, that's my iron helmet from earlier. Well, I'll just grab that, and then, well, we'll have that for something else. I think I'm gonna just run all the way over to the other town. I want to get as much as I humanly possibly can in terms of clay from over there. I might honestly have to combine these. Ooh, switching around is only 6. You know what? I'm gonna spend the levels. I can quickly get back to 30. It will not be an issue. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this efficiency. I'm also gonna grab the mending book. Let's jump into this one right here. Let's throw in the efficiency first. That's efficiency 5. And then plus the mending, that's gonna bring me to a perfect shovel. Well, until we actually get netherite, which we haven't done at all yet. And honestly, I couldn't even tell you if I'll ever do so. It's not something I really want to spend time on, if I'm being honest. Since I'm already spending all of these different levels, what I think I might do is take every single piece of wood that I can find from all of my chests. Then this Fletcher guy right here, what I think I want to do is I want to sell him all of the sticks that he wants to grab. That gives me 16 emeralds. I don't have any books, so I will need a book, which, you know what, man? We can always buy more bookshelves, so let me just really quickly... This is the one, right? Yeah. That one? Oh yeah, that's touch. I'm gonna just yap this thing in, and I'm gonna get the books from this instead. Then our guy right here who sells me mending, I'm gonna grab another mending book. Thank you, good sir. And I'll throw them on the pants. That's only 2 levels. That's quite phenomenal. Yeah, I'd rather make sure they don't break. That is literally all I can do right now to gain any sort of emeralds. Now I'm just gonna run all the way back over to the village, get as much clay as I can humanly possibly get. And this time I'm not gonna grab axolotls because I need more clay. And I'm gonna go back, sell it all, get a insane amount of emeralds, and then hopefully I'll be at a good point of at least having some solid armor. And then we can stop wasting time and really get into our project. Back home with a whole bunch of clay balls. Now the question is, do I utilize the clay balls to get my XP into my pants and stuff like that, or do I try and level up so I can do enchantments? Probably doing the enchantment would be the best one. So let's find ourselves a beautiful villager that is willing to trade. Guys are always sleeping, it seems, but there we are. This guy's still stuck here. Do you need help, bro? Should I help you? Can I help you even? Yeah, I can. Wait, don't leave me. Don't leave me. We need to trade. That brings me to 64 emeralds. That brings me to 78. And a few more stick trades on top of that. That brings me to a stack and a half of emeralds. And level 21. Plus I have so many more clay balls, but they don't really want to trade right now. They want to take their time until they're ready to go again, which I've not traded with them in a while. So either we have an issue where they haven't actually grabbed the jobs and that's why, or they're just being stubborn. This is still good for now though. We can do a few extra things. We can start off by grabbing ourselves 2 more efficiency 4 books. That will then mean that this one is going to be efficiency 5 and this one is going to be efficiency 5. Then this guy right here can sell me a bookshelf since I literally have no books. And then you can sell me a buttload of mending books. 3 it is. And also no emeralds left, but it's alright. Let's start off by throwing the mending on our chest piece, because I do feel like that's the one that I probably rather have it on for now. And the fortune pickaxe is probably the one that we'll be using the most, so let's throw it on that one. And then I suppose I have one to spare, so let's actually just do that. That brings me the chest piece that I want, the pants that I want, pickaxes that I want, shovel that I want, axe that I want. Then all I really need to do right now is get a better helmet and better boots. But it all depends on when these guys wants to trade again though. I should also harvest these farms down here so I can start having more of these guys breeding, because we will need a bunch more villagers. Let's quickly annihilate all of these farms and get these villagers to breeding again. Then you guys need to go to town for me. That's all I need you guys to do. Just go to town for your boy. I appreciate it. While we wait for the guys to cool down up there, what I want to do is I want to get going on this area down here. I want to get to work. I want to clear this area out as much as I possibly can, so we can actually start working on our project down here. One thing that I should probably do as well is, well, we should do some lighting up. We should definitely do some lighting up though. I am thinking that's going to help quite a lot, but to start off with, all I really need to do is just clear out all of these trees. So it's been 102 days, and literally right next to my village, in here, we had ourselves a spawner. I can't believe we did. Really? I could have actually used this spawner. Actually, genuinely, I could have used this spawner. Let's check these chests though. What do we get? We get... Ooh, okay. Not bad. Not bad either. This is actually decent stuff. This is actually all decent stuff that I can use. Did not expect there to be a spawner right there, but that is pretty cool. Potentially, I will probably have to remove it though. I'm suspecting. Well, I'm gonna grab these. Okay, so that just kind of happened. I want to grab these different, or okay, yeah, this is getting annoying. Okay, we have to spawn it. Let's see if we have to remove it. I don't really want to remove it unless I actually have to. But now that this entire area is cleared up completely, we can start looking and figuring out what we really want to put into this area. So when I stand right here looking at this area, what I'm thinking is that maybe I could pluck like a statue on one side and then a statue on the other side. And then in the middle of that, I would build some sort of gate. And then the area on the outside, we can figure out some sort of things that's going to bring everything to life. I think I've come up with an idea that I think is going to work. What it requires is for me to remove a bunch of this stone in the roof, so it actually gives a bit more of an atmospheric look to the area. I was definitely hoping that I didn't have to start removing all of this up here, but the statues I think is going to be much bigger than I anticipated. I tried to test out a little bit in a creative world, and they're definitely going to be much bigger than I realized at first. So it will definitely have to require a bunch of digging. So I think that's what I should just get to. This is gonna be awful, but hopefully in the end it would be worth it. I definitely still want to do something to this, but I want to get in my statues off of the get-go before I actually start working too much, so I kind of can like figure out exactly how much time I have to spend on everything else. In my inventory, I've gotten a couple of different ores right here, which I think I'm going to utilize for the builds themselves. Now, somehow, someway, we got to make 2 big dwarf statues. What I'm going to start off by doing is on this side right here, I'm just going to build one, and then we'll just kind of see how it goes from there. Gotten myself a whole bunch of emeralds since I went back to the city to grab even more clay. And while we're at it, we can even grab more right now. It's the perfect way to just completely boost up all my tools once again when they get absolutely annihilated from all this. So we need to grab a few different things to actually start building the dwarves themselves. I really don't know exactly what type of blocks I want to use to build it, so I'm just kind of grabbing every different types of ores that I think I might potentially use. Now, we are locked in on emeralds now. This is kind of nice. I definitely think I can utilize some amethyst blocks in the build. Wait, do I literally only have one amethyst block left? Damn, I might actually genuinely literally only have one. I know for a fact that there is actually a geode very close to here. Well, I did spend a bunch of it in here, so it kind of makes sense that I've started to run out. This is all the blocks that I ended up with after doing this, so we got ourselves a whole bunch of cobblestone deep slate. We are not ever gonna have to worry about that ever again. We are decked out for now. Hopefully I will spend a solid amount actually building some sort of thing going on around here so I can kind of just get away with everything once again, because it's definitely taking up a lot of space. So unless I am completely and utterly wrong, I believe that somewhere around here there's actually a geode. Did that Enderman look at me? I don't know. Did he? Looked like he did, right? Okay, maybe I'm wrong. He definitely looked like he was aggressive towards me. Yep, I told you. Bro, I didn't even look at him. What? What in the world, bro? How did that happen? Yo! You need to calm down, my G. Don't ever do that to me again, bruv. This is why we need shields. Okay, let me see. Geode. There must be one over here. I'm so certain there is. Oh, it's right there. It's literally right there, bro. I knew for a fact there was one right here. I think I even looked at it before when I just said, where is it? So, well, thank God for that. We need it. Let's just grab ourselves a few building blocks so we can actually get up there. And not... too many zombies. I don't even care. Not even trying to be bothered by those guys. Nice. We probably won't actually be needing too many of these, but I definitely want to grab myself a handful. This should be more than enough blocks of amethyst, so we can definitely start working on this. Maybe instead of trying to drag this out too much, I should just go into a time lapse and we'll see how it ends up going. Let's do that. So what this is supposed to resemble is some sort of hammer hitting the ground. Now what I'm thinking is actually, before I move any further with this, I want to grab myself some cobblestone, because I think mixturing cobblestone and tuff might potentially actually give a little bit more of a boost to the looks of it. And what I mean by that is that since it's also very dark down here and already is a lot of deep slate around these places, maybe some cobblestone just kind of, well, brings another feel to the build, so you kind of see something different than just the deep slate. I feel like this will help. Slowly but surely it is coming together. What I need is, I actually want to go into the nether real quick because I gotta grab some glowstone. I want to use glowstone for the eyes. And I know for a fact there's some literally right behind the portal. Why is there just a whole army in here waiting for me? Y'all gotta calm down. Alright, let's just quickly grab a few pieces and get out of here quickly again. That 19 pieces is gonna plenty do it. I'm contemplating if for the eyes I should do shroom lights instead, because then around the build I could add in glowstone to light it up a bit more. I don't want the glowstone to be eyes and then also be on the body. I want like the eyes to be a specific thing. Okay, this right here might be a little crazy. I do not know if this will work. Can I make the eyes out of lava? So this is the head of him, so if I do this and then that, I then remove these two blocks right here and then I just make my way all the way down. I don't know how this will look, but maybe it actually will look decent. Oh yeah, that looks cool. That looks absolutely fire actually. I really like that. See, then the question kind of switches now. So I've added in all of these different iron ores around here. Would it then look better if I did glowstone, because it will then light it up a bunch more? Or will the iron look better? I do think the iron looks better if I'm being honest. I definitely do think the iron looks better. So maybe what I can do is somehow, some way be smart. Another way, add in light. But I think I should probably finish him off first before trying to do something like that. The eyes, I very much so like that. I actually think it looks really, really cool. Yeah, this is a win in my book. I'm really, really liking that. Let's try and do the rest of him, and then we can start kind of changing everything up and make the proper details that I would like to have. And with some voodoo magic, let's say 3, 2, 1. That basically finishes off this guy for now. There are definitely a few things that I want to do to this build right here. What I want to do is somehow, somewhere try and see if I can add a bit more lighting into it, and that's going to be utilized with the glowstones themselves. So I'm thinking that this sword right here, if I start removing a few blocks, and then instead of having the deep slate, I instead throw in the glowstone, I feel like that could probably help, right? So it doesn't have to be anything too crazy, it just has to be a couple of replacements, and in theory, that definitely should help it look much better. And then maybe around corners like this right here, where you actually can't really see much from the downstairs, maybe I add in some glowstone like in between the arms. I feel like that would probably light it up a bit more without doing too much. Let's try and quickly yap ourselves down and see how much that does. Oh yeah, that definitely helps. I definitely like that. Maybe something I'll have to do is remove the grass here. And then with the grass being removed, what I could do is I could add another layer of the amethyst under, just to make the axe look a bit bigger. Maybe we just remove that and throw another piece of glowstone in at the bottom. I think I like that. Well, it's not actually an axe, it's more so a hammer. Let's go even further back and see if there's any sort of feel. It actually really helps with that, with the glowstone. Look how the arms up there has that glow, but you don't actually see anything, you just see that it's lit up. So then think about this guy also being on the other side. So then what I'm thinking for the guy on the other side is that I basically want to do the exact same, but maybe instead of having the iron, we could then instead do maybe gold. That would require me to go on a journey to find more gold. In theory, I could also do lapis, but I definitely do think that gold would probably look better. Yeah, I do think gold would look better, but I would have to get a bunch more gold deep slates, so maybe I have to go down mining just a little bit. I don't think I would need all that many. And then the other question is, how far apart should I make them, since I've already dug down this entire area and we can't really put him all that much further out, since the further out we get, it just kind of hits out here and it would feel off. What I'm thinking is, okay, so I went into Creative World and tested it with Lightmatica. So what I have to do is I have to remove 3 layers on this side right here, and there will be proper space for him to be here. So that clears out the entire side. So now we need about a full stack of gold deep slate. So what I think I'm going to do for now is I'm just going to make a trip down to my old school mine over here. If we make our way down here, down to this mine, we can then go in here and we can grab ourselves hopefully a good amount of gold. There is a couple of openings that I know that I haven't properly checked out, so hopefully in there we can find a decent amount of gold, and hopefully this will not take too long. Definitely not the worst trip. We got 8 plus a stack of 64, and we got 12 blocks of iron, and we got 12 diamond deep slate ores, plus 4 diamonds because I accidentally mined them, same with the raw gold. But this should do it though, so now we will actually be able to build the other guy on the other side. I'm gonna stick with the amethyst for the weapon. I was contemplating if I should do emeralds, but I'm actually thinking that I'm just gonna stick with the amethyst, since for some reason I just feel like that works better. So let's take this thing and replicate it on the other side.
VD.
So with a little bit of help from Lightmatica, now we have basically made them the exact same on both sides. So this one is the gold one, and this one is the iron one. Like overall, I am really loving these guys. I think they look badass. Let me do that and move like slowly but surely. I think the eyes is what I'm actually most like hyped about. I think the eyes looks, what? I was like, I'm hearing something, bro. Can you like not my G? Are you confused? You're not even like, okay, I was about to say, you're not even like really hitting me, but now you are. Anyways, but I'm actually very excited about. I'm actually very happy with this. I think it looks phenomenal. I see one thing. You notice how right there's a little chunk out that's not on that side? Forgot to put that in. Now this doesn't even come remotely close to even finishing off this project whatsoever. Far from. But it is definitely a very nice start, man. I'm really liking this. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. Now what the next part of this project is gonna be is that in between these two guys, right about here, we gotta like make a little dig up probably. I want to make a massive gate that goes in to the actual mine itself, which is just going to start off in here and it's just going to extend out. I don't know how big it's going to... Oh, why did I not grab these earlier? Well, we're good. We got plenty. Got plenty, but I'll always take more. Oh my god, hold up, bro. Where was all this when I was looking for it earlier? Either way, this is absolutely perfect. And it's just gonna slowly but surely lead into the mine. So now I gotta figure out what type of gate I want to do. There are still actually a few more details that I haven't done. So for example, I definitely want to remove all this grass coming in. And then obviously, just like the hammer is coming down over here, I want the hammer to come down there as well. And I can actually see that that block right there is supposed to be amethyst, so it fits in perfectly. Okay, let's quickly just take out this little area so we can actually finish off this hammer. And just like that, we have the hammer going all the way down. And if it just chop all of this away going into the actual front, the gate is literally gonna be right here. What I can do is I can just quickly remove all of this and oh, we got a giant area down there. But if I just throw in these tough blocks, then I know exactly where the entrance is. I have made my decision. I'm gonna completely and utterly freestyle the gate going into this mine itself. I was looking a little bit around Google trying to find some inspiration, and freaking hell, bro. Can you guys like just 1 second? Ooh, zombie villager. Yeah, I don't even know where I was before I got interrupted. Let's find the different materials that I think is gonna work pretty well going into this build. So, now that I'm thinking about it, right? If we take a look at this build right here, the only block that we haven't really used for the actual build is, if I just throw in all of this cobblestone deep slate real quickly, we haven't actually used any of the deep slate bricks. So I think that deep slate bricks is gonna come in very handy. If I take a piece of iron, make myself a quick little furnace, throw 3 pieces of cobblestone in there, and then we just yap it down with this wood. I need myself a stone cutter. And while we wait, let's make ourselves a few more of these, since we are probably gonna need an insane amount. So with a stone cutter, we can make ourselves a good amount of deep slate brick stairs. Probably also some walls. I think that might come in handy. Even some slabs could maybe potentially do something good as well. Then I need to make it simple but still look, well, at least somewhat good. I think we start off by taking it all the level down just like this. So I gotta go in and correct all of these small little details around. Then what I'm thinking is we gotta make sure this fits in perfectly. So probably be something like a 1, 2, and then same on the other side, and then maybe we go a few blocks in like this, and then once again in just like that. That leaves us with a 2 block in between. So if you fill in the back with all of these, it will just kind of extend up nicely and not be anything too crazy. And we'll probably have to remove a little bit of the roof. I don't think we need to remove all that much, but just a little bit to open it up, just a slight bit more. Let's yap ourselves another layer on top of here, and then in the middle of this, we can grab some of these slabs and kind of make a little bit of a floor. Guys, will just excuse me real quick. Then maybe I can throw in stairs on both sides right here. And then I guess if I just extend these kind of towers all the way up, then we want to have some sort of platform right here that isn't all that big, but it's still got to go a little bit out. So I think maybe 3 blocks wide that then goes into these blocks right here in the back. I think this should fill it out nicely. And then obviously from in here, we still got to have some sort of way to get up there from the inside. It almost is supposed to be like a little bit of like an airborne thing like I've talked about earlier, where if there are enemies, you can just easily get up there. Probably just means something simple like this in reality. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy, but just stairways on both sides so you're able to get up there. Let's remove a little bit of all of this annoying dirt. Take that and copy exactly like I did on the other side. Your little bad boy right here, you gotta get the same exact treatment as the other side. And if we throw a quick torch in there and a quick torch in here, we can then just fill this out so we don't have any mobs spawning down there. Pretty simply, we just add a few blocks around here as well so it kind of blocks off. Maybe do that. And then do that, and then in the middle we add ourselves a upside down stair and an upside down stair. Lock these guys in there. Did I make any walls? I did make walls. Yeah. I knew I was not. I knew I did that. Then I should probably remove just one layer of the roof right here. I actually do not mind whatsoever that the roof is kind of far down, but I just have the feeling that a little bit of space out here probably do pretty nicely. Yeah, let's just jerk this a little back. Maybe just like this. Let's run outside here, see if we can add a few details, because this is getting very bland. It's definitely getting wildly bland. So maybe, what if we just add walls coming all the way down here? It should add a subtle little texture to it that you won't really see too much of. And maybe potentially, while we're at it, we can even do it all the way on the inside right here. So it does end up blocking off all of the blocks in the back, but you know what, man? I think that's worth it. Maybe if we add stairs? Like if I just add upside down stairs going all the way around. See, it definitely helps on the front. You can tell like there's like a little layer to it. But what if I maybe... You know what it is? I think I know exactly what the issue is right here. Let's remove a few blocks. And then if I take these stairs and run them all the way around, do I have these go all the way down then? I can actually just make it one bigger in this. Yeah, I'll do that. Then I just kind of extend this out so it goes even further out. I definitely think it looks better. What is probably required right here to actually make it look even better is because it's all the same block, and that's kind of what makes it look bad. Yeah, that doesn't work at all. That does not work at all. That's a lot more subtle. Yeah, I definitely dig that much better right there. Then let's remove these two blocks right here, and can I get myself... There they are. Let's do some deep slate stairs so it actually leads kind of inside to the build. And without too much hassle, if I just slowly but surely change the floor going in. Just bear with me. Bear with me. Slowly but surely this is coming together. You just gotta bear with me for a few seconds. I think the issue is that we have to do more on the outside. So maybe something that would be cool for the actual outside of this build. What if like from here and then just kind of going all the way down, which is stay going with stay going. This thing connects all the way over to this pond. So this pond actually ends up connecting all the way down to over there. And then somehow, some way, I think that it should also extend out and go over to the other one. And then we can have some sort of bridge out here. In my head, this definitely makes sense. So I think I should probably test that out. But before we actually do that, subtle details like this right here, where you can definitely tell there's a bit of dirt and a bit of like unfinished stuff, should definitely get fixed. Yeah, that looks much better. Okay, let's try and extend out all the way around and see if it helps the feel. And with that, we have this little lake going all the way around. Still so much more to do. I still haven't quite finished everything. And as well as that, just like we've done over here, what I want to do is I want to keep this theme going where we have all of these lily pads, all these different flowers, and everything just kind of leading up to the actual build. But what I'm thinking as well as doing that is I gotta add a few bridges. So from like right here over to the other side where you kind of like enter the pathway to the actual build, I want to add a bridge, and then I think I'm gonna add a bridge right here leading over there, and then the same for here. So it's kind of gonna end up being like a triple bridge little thing. Just something simple, but I think it's gonna help just the feel of everything. As well as that, there's still a bunch more details that we can add around this area here, but for now this is definitely a good start. Now for us to be able to do all of this and make all of these different areas of the lake look great, we need a few things for that, and number one is actually bone meal. Once again, we are going to be in dire need for something as simple as bone meal. So replanting these fields right here is going to be a great start. Now, another thing that I want to do is I want to make a trip back for like the million quadrillionth time to the village, because the village just has everything that we need. It's going to have a bunch of lily pads, it's going to have a bunch of clay, because I need to be able to trade with my villagers so I can actually get some durability back on all of my different tools. As well as that, it's going to have a bunch of axolotls as well, which we are gonna need, bro. We're gonna need a bunch of axolotls to fill this area out and make the water feel active. And hopefully everything can just come together really nice. And I just kind of feel like building this lake around is such a small thing, right? But when it actually comes together, it just feels so much more bright when you go around the area. Like, look how much of a difference it just makes everything look down here, that I actually have these flowers and lily pads going through the water. And in comparison to like over there, like how boring and dead it looks, it's actually insane how much it does. I did also make sure to grab a handful more of lanterns, and I'm gonna keep on trading with my villagers so we can get, well, endless amount of lanterns. But with all of this chopped and put down once again, hopefully it's gonna give it at least a little bit of bone meal. I'm not expecting it to be enough, but I'm definitely expecting it to be a solid start. And like I've already said once before, trying my absolute best to completely stay away from any sort of automated farm, any sort of anything automation. Really want to try my best. I don't know if I'll forever stay away, but for the most part, and as long as I feel like it still makes sense, I want to stay away from all sorts of automation and just literally do everything myself. I want to make sure that I feel that I can keep this world going forever. And with all the ideas that I have right now, there is no ending in sight. Absolutely ever. And we still gotta make sure that every single time we kill a zombie, we add more to our collection around here. And also, very soon when we've finished off this entire area over here, I definitely want to get back to this one right here, extending this thing, going around down here, and maybe even down there as well. And then hopefully we can actually build a bunch of stuff around this area as well. What it might be, I at this moment have absolutely no idea whatsoever, but I do think that I could come up with something that could look really cool. And also, God, I can't wait to just light this area up. I should have just done it, but I need to light this area up and make it look good to keep all of these horrible oh, what's up with it, bro? You're liking this place? Oh, you wait, my man. When this thing actually gets like properly, you'll love it. You are gonna love it. So you might not have as much space because of the lily pads, but you will enjoy yourself. I guarantee. That's a TIFO guarantee. How much does that mean? Probably absolutely nothing, but at least I'm giving it to you. Now the thing is, I would love to bring a bunch of buckets over to the village, but the thing is then, the more buckets I bring, the more axolotls I can bring back, but then at the same time, it's also less clay that I can bring back. I should probably just mine all the clay, turn it back into clay, and then mine it once I get back home. I know that I have like an endless amount of buckets somewhere. I just can't remember where I put them. Okay, that brought us to about over a stack of bone meal. Alright, yeah, there is all the buckets. We got a whole bunch in this chest. So I'm thinking we just make a run over to the actual village, and then we just go to town over there. Do I need to leave anything out of my inventory? I gotta make sure I take as little with me as possible. Nothing too crazy, but at least my axe should in theory be able to get back to full durability from this. Okay, so that took almost a full inventory of clay balls to actually get all of my durability back, but at least for now, this one is gonna hold for a while, which is the most important thing. Now this leaves me with a good amount of space, and it also leaves me with the ability to really get down to business down there. Something we're gonna need a lot of, which I don't think I have that much of, is birch wood. Do I only have 8 birch fences? Because I think I only have that. Got a couple more in there. Suppose I grab all the drip leaves while I'm at it. So I need to go crazy somewhere where there's a bunch of birch wood, because we're gonna need it. But while I'm down here, what we can do is we can release a couple more axolotls into our little lake, so we bring a little bit more life. Nothing too crazy, but it's a start. Oh, I got a bunch right here. Perfect. I got 2 stacks of birds right there. Even more here. This is perfect. We got plenty potentially. This is more than enough, at least for now. And then it's going to be extremely simple. All we got to do is just go around, throw a bunch of these down, and then this whole area will have a much better level of lighting, which that is going to be nice. That's going to be really, really nice. But before we get into that, what I think I want to start off by doing is I should probably actually fill this area over here a bit up with some wood, so it has a fine plain level that is consistent with everything else around here. I don't know what, but my brain says that this area right here, I want to make some sort of staircase or something going up that's going to lead into something. What it could be, honestly, I have no idea. But when you start mixturing everything in with this area, God, bro, look at this. Look how sick this is turning out. I can do something. I want to do something like with literally everything around here. So the area, like wherever you look, something is going on. Like this right here is not going to stay the way it is right now. I even want to change this. Maybe just something as simple as adding a few flowers to the side of the mountains and stuff like that. Just so that even the mountains themselves have details. I literally think I can work on this area for 1,000 days and still have much more to do. This is when you know you have just found the perfect world to go crazy in. Changes the look of everything a bunch more. I really am starting to like it even more the further we get into it. I definitely still want to do something about these patches of just plain grass, but exactly what I want to do I haven't quite figured out yet. The reason why I kind of want to wait with those to start off is the sides around right here. I want to start adding a few things in, but before I do that, I want to work on the actual lake around here, so we still have a few drip leaves in our inventory. Over there's a good biome filled with a bunch of different flowers which I want to grab. I have myself a decent amount of bone meal at this point right now and some bones that I can turn into bone meal so we can get a bunch of these flowers, and then we can finish off the entire lake all the way around. It's still far from being complete, but everything is really coming together nicely. Something I really want to do is light up this area over here because it's really getting annoying with all of these zombies just coming at me all the time. I think you saw that in the actual time lapse earlier, right? Like I was just getting attacked all the time. But let's step number one, go over here and grab some flowers. Yeah, this is perfect, man. Flowers everywhere. Let's just get a crazy amount. That should be more than enough. We don't have too much time left of these 25 days, so we gotta just quickly get to doing this side and this side as well, and hopefully it will turn out nice and we have enough time. Maybe not the most beautiful thing in the entire world, but I'm kind of just thinking this is more so like a temporary thing for now until I can actually get to a point where I'm just really starting to like add a few different things in. I just kind of wanted this area to feel alive and like, I don't know, just kind of make it like look beautiful and kind of stay intact with the entire world that I do have going around here, because you know we are going pretty flower heavy on everything, so I thought, you know, let's just kind of continue it, have a little bit of fun with it, and just kind of do something at least, just to not leave it all completely empty until I actually figure out exactly what I want to do with this area. But if we take a step back, this area looks really cool, bro. It actually really does look really cool. I'm actually liking the flowers as well. Even though it's a bit overkill, it kind of works. And as well as that, I've been really contemplating and thinking of what I could do up here. So I definitely want to remove some of this here. I'm gonna probably just make another bridge around and about right here that goes over, and then some sort of stairway up. And now what I'm gonna do up there is I'm not gonna do anything special. I'm just gonna build another portal in there in like a cool way. So maybe it could be in like a skull or like a dragon head or just something in that realm. I think that could look really cool. Maybe we would have like some lava running down the sides. There's a lot of things that I could do with that. I know we have another portal up there, but I just feel like it would look so cool to have one down here. I think that's going to be one of the big projects for the next video. But like an overall, this has turned out absolutely freaking incredible. Still a lot more to do with this. It is far from done. Oh wow, what the... That spider just committed words I don't want to say on video. But yeah, we still have so much that we can do inside this place right here, and still a lot more things in general that I want to do in here. Not just can, but also want to. So it's actually something that I probably should do, is I should grab a few pieces of deep slate and just built a little wall right here to kind of like block off the actual side. Shouldn't really require me to get too many different blocks. So if I can just yap a few, there's so many mobs under me, I think. But what the plan is down here is that over time, I'm like slowly but surely extending out this area. So it's not really something where I'm like gonna get into a massive project right away and start removing everything. I want it to be like whenever I need different materials like iron and stuff like that, I go into this place right here and I start mining and start extending out. And then that way it kind of like becomes a big thing over time. So it like slowly but surely just makes a bit of progress all the time. I don't know, something about that just feels like it would be really cool to me. What I can do right now is I can take some of these blocks right here and we can start just building a quick little wall. All I need to do is just around and about right here, just add a few blocks in that goes all the way down to the side. Just exactly like that, so it actually feels like we have ourselves like something in down here, so we can't just like walk in from the sides. Let's quickly run over to the other side right here and take a quick look. Yeah, we got a small little area right here that we gotta make sure is also blocked off. All right, just like that. Now everything is blocked off and it actually feels like an actual entrance to some sort of cave. And maybe at some point even a giant city, hopefully. Still gotta do a little bit more work on the side right here, so we have this thing extending. I actually am gonna keep this little area down here because I think it would be kind of cool just to have like a little something random right here, like a patch of dirt, and then they can just swim around and still make their way out here. So let's quickly just throw in a couple more things around here so it's finished off. And just like that, everything feels more complete. We still got a little bit of time left, so what I want to do is I want to sprint all the way over to the village, and I want to see if I can grab myself a whole bunch of axolotls that we can add into the area. It's only taken me a lifetime, but I have just realized how you actually breed axolotls. Isn't that incredible? Isn't that just unbelievably incredible? I finally figured it out. I just realized I have not actually tried just giving the axolotl the actual fish. I don't know why I've never even like thought of that. That is obviously exactly what you're supposed to do. I don't know. Sometimes I'm just a dummy. Okay, give me that little baby act. Oh my god, they are so cute as well. They are unbelievably cute, those little babies. But that is actually quite perfect. That means that I can breed a bunch of axolotls and get... Wow. Did you just really go over here? Because I bought a bunch of buckets that was just filled with fish inside it. But this guy's like, yeah. Let me just really quickly help you with that, bro. But thankfully now I can just walk around and breed all of these axolotls and we can get a whole bunch. Because it's a lot easier for me to just get a bunch of these fish than it is actually getting the axolotls. Because they spawn a lot more common. Yo, the baby axolotls are way too cute though. They are actually so unbelievably sweet to look at. And according to Google, every 5 minutes you are able to breed the axolotl. So that's actually a lot faster than I thought it was going to be. I was expecting at least like 20 minutes, but this is fine. Perfectly, actually. This area is going to have so much life in it in such a short amount of time. And with that, we have now done 1/4 of these next 100 days in this cave-only world. This area is hopefully going to look even more insane and even better within the next 75 days. And I'm thinking we do something to this next episode, and we definitely also want to extend out to the side over here and do something over here in the back. The further we go, the better things are gonna get. If you're watching, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next part.